This is an overview if you guys haven't been following the YouTube videos or the blogs. Big push in animation quality across the board. We'll touch on that. A lot of ball carrier, running game, and blocking improvements. We'll go over that. The new organic gang tackles and end-man tackles on defense. All the new passing mechanics, and our big quarterback AI overhaul. For those of you guys who play games against the computer or play CFM offline against the computer, you will really appreciate that AI story. It is a difference maker. So one of the things we'll do here, if you guys...
Carl's lost to the CPU just like an hour ago.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. Did he bite his T-shirt? You know when he starts biting the T-shirt, he's about to lose.
I don't know if he was biting the T-shirt because I think he was worried about the microphone, but...
He may have been playing with Tebow.
You know what? He was playing with Tim Tebow.
Yeah, that's going to make it.
I liked him. You're a Gator, man. How can you bash Tebow like that?
It's ratings matter in Madden, and deep accuracy is a big deal.
We were in the game. We're running this
franchise.
We'll jump back into it later.
Ill-advised hurdle there. Not Sim. All right, so you can see here we got a night game here, and night lighting is one of the big things we talked about this year. Presentation team probably already covered that, but really happy with the way our night games look.
They talked a lot more about the on-field graphics and things like that, cameras. We did address some lighting stuff, but if you want to go into more detail on that, you can.
All right. The first thing I want to touch on here is the run game and the new blocking. So the first thing we'll do here is run a counterplay. RG, you want to talk a little bit about strong power last year and what we did?
Yeah, no, the team here did a fantastic job of listening to community feedback. Anyone that was heavy into Madden 15 knows that the counters were like one of the most popular runs. They were very effective. Not just that they were consistent, but they would get big gains very often. Same with strong power, and the team did a fantastic job not only improving the reaction that the defense has to it. You won't see like backside defenders just biting hard on a counter fake and taking themselves out of the play. They'll crash down aggressively, and the speed of the handoffs has been tuned like very well to be more realistic, kind of in sync with what you see in the NFL. That was something.
I can touch on that. We actually this year have a brand new handoff system. We totally revamped them from scratch. They're pre-canned. So what that means is once the quarterback gets the ball from the center, the animation plays completely out through the handoff, through the quarterback faking afterwards. So now they're just seamless animations. There's no more herky-jerky, no more quarterback spinning around awkwardly, the ball floating to the running back when he receives the handoff. So you see there just a smooth transition between the handoff and the mesh point with the running back.
So let's take a look at a couple things on this play. One of the big changes here with the run game is a little bit of a subtle change, but it's a kind of a big one. What you're going to see right here, now previously last year, as soon as he gets to this point, and we look at this D tackle, he would immediately come off this block just based on that angle being broken. And we've kind of altered that now. If your lineman has a ratings advantage, he can actually hold that block, so guys aren't automatically disengaging into the run hole as soon as you pass them by. And you can see there that the center and the guard do a great job of holding their blocks here. And you can also see Eddie Lacy doing a contextual protect the ball as he runs through the line. You're going to see a lot more contextual animations like that this year. There's one of our new gang tackles. You could see a scripted gang tackle right there with two guys. And then the third guy who comes in, that's what's going to trigger the organic fall with momentum. Big feature for us on defense this year. Since we got the first down, I'm going to run one more play here, and I'm going to show you a new mechanic on offense. And this is a contextual juke mechanic, and we call it the cut step. The issue we're trying to solve here is that sometimes when you get the handoff and you're heading right towards the back of one of your blockers, sometimes you just need the ability to move slightly laterally to get around that block, but you don't want the full lateral step of a juke. So we added a kind of a cut step there, and you see it right there. Eddie Lacy did a cut step. That blocker was kind of in front of him, so I cut off that right side of that blocker. And you do that with left stick, left and right behind the line of scrimmage.
No, you could also, the juke will also help you trigger that quick cut step that really helps you hit the run hole. It's like early on. So if you juke early when you first get the handoff behind the line of scrimmage, it's more of a subtle juke that helps you kind of steer towards the run hole. And then once you get past the line of scrimmage, you get your normal juke functionality. I was having a lot of trouble hitting my run hole and a lot of runs. Rex took that feedback to heart. Next thing I know, we had an animator putting in a nice little cut step. So
okay, I'm going to see if I can get a CA spin to trigger. This is also new this year. I'll have to lay a game on me. So previously, I think it was Madden 13 when we first introduced physics, we had what we call man walls. And that meant that when you ran into the back of your blocker, you would fall down. You just fall backwards. That's what we used to call a man wall. In Madden 15, we changed that to a juke, so he would, like, if he hit the blocker, he'd try to cut around it. But usually that would move you so far laterally that you'd run into another defender. The spin is what's new this year, and hopefully I can get one here and you guys can see it. But if I run into the back of my blockers, I'll get one later, we'll see it. But the contextual awareness now will kind of spin you around the blocker and dart you straight up through the hole. So instead of moving you laterally into other alignment, it's actually moving you around the obstruction and upfield.
Yeah. So it's definitely like a wow moment the first time you see it and like pull it off for a big game. It feels really nice.
The other thing we changed is the running animation. Our forward run cycle looks different this year. The way they carry the ball is much tighter, so that's sort of meant to alleviate the loaf of bread comments that you guys always give us. I'm going to show you one of the new passing mechanics here. I'm going to go for a low throw.
Nice.
And there you see a possession catch. Now, I like to use those two things in combination. Usually if I'm using a low throw, I'm marrying that with a possession catch. And I know my boy shutdown safety Ryan Moody asked me a question last night. He's like, wow, there's a lot of different combinations between the passing and the catching. It's a lot to take in. And the thing to think about is you're not really thinking about this stuff on the fly. When I called this play, I already knew I had curls, which means I'm already thinking low pass and I'm already thinking possession catch. And you see here that my curl route is right at the first down marker. Now I could rack this. I got enough space here where I could rack this and potentially gain yards. But because I'm just trying to go for a first down here, you can see I'm kind of right on the line. I just want to secure this, try to get the first down, and not risk going for extra yards. And that's one of the ways you use the new mechanics.
Yeah, that's the perfect situation for the low throw, too, because it doesn't give the defenders a chance to come and hit you and knock the ball out. So.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. It's in that situation, it's much harder to intercept that low throw than it is if, as a user-controlled defender than if you had thrown it regular. So in head-to-head play, it's definitely a factor there.
Getting back to the run game now, I want to show you another mechanic. This is called Get Skinny. Hopefully I can get it to trigger here.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
They're not going to call him for holding on that.
Penalties.
Come on, son. So that's right button. As you're moving through the line, you can kind of squirt sideways, a way to get yourself through some narrow gaps. You really surprise some people when you use that online in head-to-head play. There you go, a little undisciplined play by my offense there, and then you see one of our penalties. Yeah. As you know, I'm sure by now, we've added all the penalties.
Can you see that instant replay, the skinny thing, too?
Let's take a look at it. We can also maybe see the block in the black, see it happen in real time. So here we got Eddie Lacy moving through the line. I got a pretty decent hole here. There's really no reason to use it, but because I was demoing, there it is right there. You can imagine going through a tight gap, like maybe if I tried to hit that hole right there, maybe using it slips through the two blockers.
And there's the block in the back.
And there you see, where's the block? Oh, right there. You see it right off the corner right there. Yeah. Ill-advised play by my receiver, which is a shame because this could have been a pretty decent gain. You see Eddie Lacy there breaking one of the gang tackles.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Speaking of breaking tackles, I got to say, like, the truck stick this year.
It's nice.
It's, like, way better than, like, you could actually take, like, a LeGarrette Blount, and if a cornerback's coming at you and tries to hit stick you, like, it's not going to end good for
Eddie
him,
Lacy
like, at all.
And Marshawn Lynch are going to be nasty.
You can see the signs in the crowd this year. That's new. What I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to take a shot at the end zone. So if I go into by concept, deep pass, shot play, this is where most of our new plays are this year. Larry, maybe you can go into depth about what a shot play is in reality, and I'll just run it here.
Yeah, so a shot play is just exactly how it sounds. It's a situation where it's generally like a max protect type play. Here's only 2 receivers going out. So we have over 100 new shot plays that we added to the game this year. It's just a situation where you feel like you're going to get a one-on-one matchup.
Oh my God, aggressive catch is not overpowered. Shocking news here from the live stream. I just tried an aggressive catch and it got defended. Like, break the internet. Come on, people.
Oh, man. Good old Rex.
So that right there was a high throw mechanic. You could see there, this shot play, the way it's designed here is a max protect. So all my blockers are staying in to give me more time, and I'm only sending 2 receivers out. So for those of you who know football, you know that shot plays are usually not 5 wide receivers running 4 verticals, right? This is what a shot play actually is. I'm going to run out of time here. Let me call a timeout. So that let's show the touch pass. Now I'm going to hand this over to Larry because I'm terrible at the touch pass. Haven't really
RG.
figured out how to incorporate it into my offense yet.
We'll give it to the expert over here.
It's hard to kind of force it because, you know, it's
Yeah.
got to be there, but
That's-
I'll do my best.
I mean,
One of my
you can do
favorite
your-
times to do it is to come out, any like really good Madden player knows, a good thing to do is kind of come out in a sort of a spread formation, and I'm just going to put 2 slants here. And if they're, actually it looks like they're in some sort of 2-man under. You can tell by the 2 safeties being deep. And when you got the 2 crossing routes, you know, sometimes when you try to bullet this in on, let me get the play art up. When you try to bullet it in against, you know, slant routes usually, the defense, you know, is able to pick it because it's so close, but the touch passes should let me put it out in front of the defender and the receiver, and the receiver should be able to go get it. It's actually a really cool mechanic. So there's Y right there, touch pass it, possession catch.
Dangerous throw.
Dropped it in.
I probably should have rolled out and waited, you know, for him to get more open, but it was always really hard in Madden. Like,
Right.
I've been playing for years on, you know, what I'd like to think is a high level, and I could always throw a bullet, I could throw a lob, but getting that pass in between to get over, you know, a hook zone.
You know,
it was
what's interesting
dang near
about that
impossible.
play, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Cam Chancellor was coming over the top and did not go for the pick. He went for the hit on the receiver, and that's part of the trait system. So some DBs will go for the pick more often than not. Other DBs will try to play the receiver more often than not. And that'll then trigger knockouts.
One thing I should bring up, I've watched a couple streams on Twitch of, you guys shouldn't have been streaming that early, but I was watching. And in Madden 16, I saw a lot of people, they're calling a halfback screen, and they're saying, oh, I can't hot route anybody, it's broken, it won't let me snap the, it won't let me make any adjustments. And that's actually as designed this year. One of the things people would do is they turn normal screen plays into these, you know, money type plays where you wouldn't really throw the screen route. You'd put the A route on a drag route and kind of throw to him and let the blockers get in, you
The
know.
complete opposite of real football. Like, you don't do that in
Exactly.
real
And
life,
people would
which is
do it
why
in
we did that.
wide receiver screens as well. You
Yeah.
just put the running back on a swing route and let the blockers send the wide receiver on a screen on a streak. And it was just these really effective plays that you didn't see in football. So we talked to Legend about it, Larry, and he said, you know, he had reference from coaches and other quarterbacks and being a quarterback himself.
Nice run, RG.
I'm a natural, you know, been doing it for a while.
All right.
But Legend also brought up the really good point of when a team calls a screen in real life, they're not looking to hot route or make an adjustment. It's like you either run the screen or you don't, and if the pressure's there, you kind of just dump it away and, you know, throw it away.
I'm going to play some D here, and hopefully we're going to show you guys the new quarterback AI. This is a whole new system for us. When we say we upgraded the AI, we didn't just work on it based on our pre-existing code. We wrote a whole new system, and we're not out there marketing this, but internally we call it the behavior coordinator. And it's a state-driven system, which means that we can do different branches based on the input. So for example, if quarterback A, who's a pocket passer, senses pressure, he can do one of several things. He can throw the ball away, he can force the pass. But if that character is a scrambling quarterback, his decisions are a little different. He can scramble or play an evasion move or, you know, roll out to the flat. But he can behave differently than the guy who's got the different style traits. So this is sort of the beginning of us building those signature styles in and having players play like themselves. But this year, if you play against your traditional pocket passers like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, you will get a completely different game than if you play against guys like RG3, Russell, and Cam.
And even if you play against a pocket guy like Jay Cutler, who has the forces passes trait, he's going to behave different as well because he's going to try to, you know, throw the ball into coverage more, where Peyton and Brady might either throw it away or take the check down underneath.
Yeah. And this is big for us, guys, because we want the game to not feel so homogenous. We want it to feel like, you know, the team, when you play different teams, they play like themselves, like the Jets power run. Oh, and there it is. Russell doing what I wanted him to do on the first play. Look at that, guys. So this is something that I challenged the team with very early on. And what I did is I sent them a video of me dive sacking quarterbacks. And every single time you press that X button, the quarterback would just stand there and get like knee flipped. So let's watch Russell react. One of the differences here with the AI is he starts thinking about what he wants to do the same frame that he sees the defensive lineman beating the block. Previously, he would wait. So here I am, and you can see he's already changing his AI to react to pressure. There's the dive, there's the miss. He's out in the pocket. His curl is covered. he doesn't make a stupid decision to throw this back across his body and get picked. He does the right thing. Should have slid, but we'll take it. So there, first play of the game, you saw a really good example of that pressure awareness.
You going to tell them how sad you were when your dive at the quarterback cheese got fixed at first?
So those guys who last year were getting 6 to 12 sacks a game, those days are gone against the AI. There's another offsides penalty. I believe that was legal procedure.
That was on them, yeah.
Yep, on the offense.
Left guard.
So you'll see some of that. You also get higher frequency of that. If you guys like do the fake snap mechanic, you're going to get hit with that quite a bit. So now there is actual risk in using that mechanic. So the other stuff in the quarterback AI stuff we worked on is dink and dunk. The concept that AI quarterbacks are always just nickel and diming it down the field. We basically put in some logic so that now they can take shots down the field, and they will throw to covered receivers if they see a ratings mismatch. So that's a really important thing, too. Guys like Cutler, who else have I seen do it consistently? Luck does it a lot. You'll be defending the nickel and dime stuff, and all of a sudden, 60-yard bomb over the top. So be on the lookout for that.
And we've also added some logic for like time considerations and score. So if a team's losing late in the second half, they're going to be a lot more aggressive. Whereas if it's the first quarter, first drive, they might take the check down. But if they're losing late and they know they got to get down the field, it's right there in the fourth quarter, they're down. They're going to take the chances, even though they might throw it up to a covered receiver, but they're still going to throw it up there because they got to get the ball down the field.
Yeah. So I believe this is an example of forced pass, but we'll see here.
One guy in the chat is asking, what kind of stuff might we see if you're playing against, somebody like the Eagles, that Chip Kelly offense? What are you going to see from them? Probably depends on the quarterback, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, we obviously have, the playbooks that are team specific. They're kind of designed to run what they do in real life. Now, we don't have the no huddle for them right now, but they're still going to run a lot of the stuff they do with the motion and a lot of the option stuff that they kind of do. It doesn't matter what.
Give me that! Don't use up! Don't use up! Don't use up! Don't use up! QJB, I got you, boy.
But you'll definitely see them running plays that they do, like kind of similar stuff that they run in real life.
So there you saw the madness that is the Rex Dixon game in Madden right there.
Pretty organized.
Just user and picks all over the place, applying pressure. No, but seriously, this is a great case for exactly what I wanted to show you guys about, for those of you guys who remember getting all those sacks last year, look at Russell with the back shoulder rollout evasion move right here. That looked great. Remember last year they would stare at the back of the end zone when they did this move, and it looked terrible, and now you see him immediately looking upfield, looking at his receivers. He's moving away from the pressure. Now he's in scramble right now. He could switch to roll to pass here and be ready to get a throw off. I think he did the right thing here. So he evades one. I think he evades another. Oh, no, took a big hit there. We generally don't like them to throw back across their body like this for this very reason. But if you have a guy with a forces passes trait, you're going to see stuff like that.
I believe that's what it was, and I believe that was third down. So the fact that it was third down, really, sometimes they're really going to try to, take a chance and get it past the first down marker.
So I'll show you one of my favorite things this year that's new, which is the boots. So if I go into concept, pass type, and go into the boots,
leave that up, Rex. Make sure you got to show them the play art after too, so people know.
Just running out of time here. Now, the two mechanics are hold RT to scrambles. I'm going to wait for my handoff fake and then immediately roll out. Throw on the run.
So, you went into scramble. So if you just hold in the direction the play's going, he's going to stay in that rollout for you.
So I'm actually have to Larry take this over here and show us the roll to pass because I don't do it that well. I'm not good at setting my feet. But that's basically tapping RT. You can toggle between your roll to pass and then hold RT as